And welcome back, Interior Alaska. Mike Fussell here with your latest local action. A lot of athletes are starting to wrap up their fall seasons, but some others are also just getting started. The Fairbanks Ice Dogs are almost finished with their 10-game road trip. The Dogs took on the Janesville Jets last night in Wisconsin. The Ice Dogs had yet to lose a game thanks to dominating offensive play. And they would start this one in a similar fashion. After the first two periods, the Dogs were up 3-1. They outshot the Jets 25-10 going into the third. But the momentum would change swiftly. Janesville turned it on and racked up 16 shots to Fairbanks' 5 in P3. The Jets cut down the deficit, tying the game with around 6 minutes left. That would bring it into overtime. The Jets' Adam Reuter would sink one past Ice Dogs' Gavin Nieto and take the game 4-1. The Friday night OT battle is the first loss for Fairbanks. The team is now 8-1. The Dogs will return to the Big Dipper next week to face the Kenai River Brown Bears. And the Allison Ravens and the Monroe Catholic Rams met up at Buck Nydstrom Field earlier today for their final game of the regular season. The Ravens came out in full force against the Rams right from the get-go. They were in complete control on both sides of the ball. Allison scored every way possible, from the ground, in the air, on defense, and even on special teams. The Ravens defense smothered the Rams, often forcing them to go 3 and out. They would grab scoring plays off of 2 interceptions as well. That left the score at 61-6 after the expiration of 2 quarters. Allison's Caleb Dunlap at that point had already racked up 11 carries for 119 yards. And not much would change in the second half. The Ravens win it 61-6. Allison will host Homer next week in the first round of the ASAA high school football playoffs. And here's how the rest of the state is shaping up in high school football. The East Anchorage Thunderbirds finished over Diamond 40-33. They will be hosting the Rail Belt 3rd seed team in the first game of the postseason. The West Anchorage Eagles beat Bartlett 61-50. The Eagles will be coming up to the interior to play the number 2 seed of the Rail Belt. And the Hutchinson Hawks hosted the Valdez Buccaneers last night for an Aurora Conference volleyball matchup. They played them as well today. The Buccaneers took second place in the conference last year and displayed dominance over the Hawks last night. They would win 3 straight sets, with Hutch never reaching 20 points. The Bucks take it 3-0 with 2 25-15 sets and a 25-19 set. Monroe Catholic also played Allison last night. The Rams would take the win on the road after 4 sets. Monroe's Clara Cox had an especially good night on the court. She had 22 kills, propelling the Rams to the Aurora Conference victory. Interior high school volleyball will continue next week as Allison takes on West Valley on Tuesday and Monroe faces off against Hutch. We'll have full results from Saturday volleyball during the weekend update early next week. And the ASAA High School Cross Country State Finals also took place down in Anchorage today. West Valley's Jenna DeFalco came in 8th place in the girls 4A division. She crossed the line with a time of 19 minutes and 54 seconds. That's a 6:25-mile pace. West Valley's Brooke Gottmeyer rounded out the top 15 as well. She came through at 20:14. Ty Donaldson and Spencer Herron finished in the top 15 for the Wolfpack. Donaldson took 13th at 16 minutes and 43 seconds. Herron finished 1 spot behind him and just 3 seconds after. In the 1 through 3A division, there were no top 15 finishers. A pair of Hutchinson Hawks did fly through the course the fastest of the interior teams. Grace Moore came out across at the 23 spot, and Jack Matherly filed in at number 28. And the Alaska Nanook swim team held their blue-gold pentathlon earlier today. All the action took place at the Patty Center pool. The goal for UAF swimmers? Make waves in the preseason to get ready for the real deal. The event was essentially an inter-squad scrimmage. Head coach Scott Lemley diced his team into 2 groups. The first event was a 200-yard medley relay. Victoria Adams, Kate Matthews, Noelle Graham, and Katie Stark took on a quartet of other Nanook swimmers, including Martha Hood. 5 solo races followed the relay, all measuring up to 100-yard sprints. Swimmers kicked up bubbles in the butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, and freestyle. The gold team ended up taking the win this year, 311-298. The Nanooks will face Azusa Pacific for their season opener on October 16th at the Patty Center pool. All right, and that about wraps us up tonight for sports. Don't forget to log on to Twitter and follow us at KTVF 11 Sports for our latest updates. Katie Looper has your full weather forecast coming up next. Thanks for checking in, and we'll see you next time.